Fintech firm Klarna's losses triple after aggressive U.S. expansion and mass layoffs, CNBC. The firm, which allows users to spread the cost of purchases over interest-free installments, saw a jump in operating expenses and defaults. Klarna on Wednesday reported a dramatic jump in losses in the first half, adding to a deluge of negative news for the buy now, pay later pioneer. The Swedish payments firm generated revenues of 9.4662 Rs. Last living Monkees member wants to see bans FBI. Lawsuit says. The Washington Post. The FBI surveilled the Monkees in the 1960s. The band's only remaining living member wants to know more. Comment on this story. The Monkees weren't exactly the poster children of the anti-Vietnam War movement in the late 1960s. But the pop-rock band was still the subject of an FBI file. In it, an agent R. +3710 Rs. Queen Elizabeth to appoint UK's new Prime Minister in Scotland, The Washington Post. In the ceremony, the Queen bids farewell to the outgoing Prime Minister before greeting the new one and asking that person to form a new government. Comment on this story. London Queen Elizabeth II next week will appoint the new British Prime Minister at Balmoral Castle. In Scotland, the first time the ceremony has taken place at the Highland Estate. +2018 Rs. Why doctors in training are taking culinary medicine a lot more seriously. Fox News. Nutrition education is increasingly coming into sharp focus for new doctors in training, as they learn that healthier eating and smarter cooking are important to emphasize to patients. Doctors aren't the only ones who wear white coats, but one physician is trying to show that the traditional white doctor's garb can do extra duty in the kitchen, as Americans strive to eat more +9094 Rs. A faulty sensor may have scrubbed the launch of NASA's massive SLS rocket, Ars Technica. The way the sensor is behaving does not line up with the physics of the situation. In large, NASA's SLS rocket may now launch on Saturday, September 3, 2022. 97 with 72 posters participating, including story author, after scrubbing a launch attempt of the Space Launch System rocket. +4248 Rs. Los Angeles Clippers guard John Wall says he contemplated suicide while dealing with injury. Family tragedies. ESPN. John Wall says he considered taking his own life during a time in the last 3 years when he was dealing with a torn Achilles and the deaths of family members at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Los Angeles, John Wall says he considered taking his own life during a time in the last 3 years when he was dealing with a torn Achilles and the deaths of family members at the height of the CO. +2296 Rs. What we bought. An NVIDIA RTX 3070. 2 years late. Engadget. It only took about 2 years. But I finally bought an NVIDIA RTX 3070 last month. It only took about 2 years. But I finally bought an NVIDIA RTX 3070 last month. Along the way, I tried almost everything I could to get my hands on one at the actual retail price. I joined Discord. +3066 Rs. Coronavirus. COVID-19. Update. FDA authorizes Moderna. Pfizer-BioNTech bivalent COVID-19 vaccines for use as a booster dose, FDA.gov. The FDA authorized bivalent formulations of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine and the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine for use as a single booster dose. For immediate release. August 31, 2022. Today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration amended the Emergency Use Authorization (EUAs) of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine and the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 plus 12491 CHARS. RHOBH, star Diana Jenkins sends cease and desist over Madam Rumors, TMZ. Diana Jenkins has long been dogged by rumors that she runs an alleged prostitution ring, but she says it's a BS theory that she's finally batting down, and is threatening to use legal action to clear her name. Diana Jenkins has long been dogged by allegations she runs a prostitution ring, but she says it's BS and she's finally battening down by threatening legal action to clear her name. We've learned the plus 3541 CHARS. What it's like trying to survive without water in Jackson, Mississippi. CNN. Most people in the United States take it for granted that when you turn on a faucet, you get potable water. CNN. Most people in the United States take it for granted that when you turn on a faucet, you get potable water. People in Jackson, Mississippi, are now coping with what happens when there's no water. Plus 5974 CHARS. Zombie cells central to the quest for active, vital old age. The Associated Press. En Español. In an unfinished part of his basement, 95-year-old Richard Sollier zips around a makeshift track encircling boxes full of medals he's won for track and field and long-distance running. Without a hint of breathlessness, he says, "I can put in miles down here." In an unfinished part of his basement, 95-year-old Richard Sollier zips around a makeshift track encircling boxes full of medals H's won for track and field and long-distance running. Without a hint. Plus 11014 CHARS. Webb telescope captures phantom galaxy in dazzling detail. France 24 English. The James Webb Space Telescope has revealed dazzling new detail of a slice of the cosmos 32 million light-years away in a new picture released by NASA and the European Space Agency. ESA. The James Webb Space Telescope has revealed dazzling new detail of a slice of the cosmos 32 million light-years away in a new picture released by NASA and the European Space Agency. ESA. The Infra. Plus 2056 CHARS. Dak Prescott is only quarterback on Cowboys roster after team cuts 3 veterans, New York Post. It appears Dak Prescott will have the Cowboys quarterback's room all to himself following Tuesday's roster deadline. It appears Dak Prescott will have the Cowboys quarterback's room all to himself following Tuesday's roster cut deadline. The 7-year veteran is currently the only signal caller on Dallas' 53-man. Plus 2416 CHARS. Bang & Olufsen's Beyosound Theatre TV stand will turn your TV around. 2. The Verge. The Beyosound Theatre is an all-in-one sound system that can be either wall-mounted or used as a stylish motorized TV stand. But it'll cost you a hefty pile of cash. At least you can replace the Atmos soundbar later. Right? The Bayeux Sound Theatre is available with either a wooden or fabric cover finish. Image. Bang & Amp. Olufsen. Today at IFA 2022. Bang & Amp. Olufsen introduced the Bayeux Sound Theatre Dolby Atmos soundbar. W. +2869 Chars. Germany's borrowing costs set for biggest monthly jump since the early 1980s, CNBC. Inflation and higher interest rates have sent yields surging. German government bond yields have climbed at their highest rate in decades during August, reflecting red-hot inflation data and rising interest rates. The yield on 2-year bonds issued by Europe's +3006 Chars. Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey. Official trailer. Dread Central. In this violent new take on a childhood classic, beloved characters Pooh and Piglet turn wild and go on a brutal rampage after being abandoned by Christopher Null. Trump Mar-a-Lago home searched over likely efforts to hide files. DOJ says. The Guardian U.S. court filing alleges files were found despite Trump lawyers saying all documents had been returned. The FBI searched Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida after it obtained evidence there was probably an effort to conceal classified documents in defiance of a grand jury subpoena and despite high +5002 Chars. Digital aging. Too much blue light from screens makes you grow old faster. Study finds. Researchers found that the light could also lead to the onset of obesity and psychological problems. Corvallis. Or, too much blue light from gadgets like televisions, laptops, and smartphones can accelerate the aging process. A new study warns. Researchers found that the light could also lead to +3307 Chars. New study could unearth the secret to how immortal jellyfish reverses aging. CNN. Scientists in Spain have unlocked the genetic code of the immortal jellyfish, a creature capable of repeatedly reverting into a juvenile state, in hopes of unearthing the secret to their unique longevity, and find new clues to human aging. Scientists in Spain have unlocked the genetic code of the immortal jellyfish, a creature capable of repeatedly reverting into a juvenile state in hopes of unearthing the secret to their unique longevity. +2097 Chars. Rafael Nadal hit out at John McEnroe after the tennis commentator once again accused the star of getting preferential treatment from umpires. Yahoo! Voices. Null. No Man's Sky. Pre-order trailer. Nintendo Switch. Nintendo. No Man's Sky is coming to Nintendo Switch on October 7, 2022. Pre-order today. https www.nintendo.com/store/products/no-mans-sky-switch/in No Man's Sky. Null. Tech sell-off. One stock split, stock you'll regret not buying on the dip. The Motley Fool. There have been a string of high-profile stock splits in 2022. And there's another one around the corner. The Nasdaq 100 Technology Index is firmly in bear market territory right now, with a loss of 25% for the year so far. Even despite staging a convincing rebound over the last 2 months. It's a tricky +4783 Chars. Laverne Cox mistaken for Beyoncé and her response was on point. CNN. Laverne Cox was at the US Open recently when she started trending. Null. A faulty sensor may have scrubbed the launch of NASA's massive SLS rocket, Ars Technica. The way the sensor is behaving does not line up with the physics of the situation. In large, NASA's SLS rocket may now launch on Saturday, September 3, 2022. 97 with 72 posters participating, including story author, after scrubbing a launch attempt of the Space Launch System rocket. Plus 4248 chars. The risk factors for a blood clot are more common than you think. HuffPost. Don't ignore these warning signs. Here's how DVT blood clots happen. Hint: COVID can be one reason. And what to do if you have one. Signs of a blood clot could include leg pain. When they happen on the outside, blood clotting can be a good thing to help prevent excessive bleeding after you've been injured. Platelets. A type of BL. Plus 11831 chars. Engineers solve data glitch on NASA's Voyager 1, but there's still a problem. SciTech Daily. An issue affecting data from NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft has been repaired by engineers. Earlier this year, the probe's Attitude Articulation and Control System, AACS, which keeps Voyager 1's antenna pointed at Earth, started sending jumbled information ABU by Jet Propulsion Laboratory August 30, 2022. An artist's concept shows the Voyager spacecraft traveling through space against a field of stars. Credit: NASA, JPL Caltech. An issue affecting data from NA. Plus 2704 chars. 2022 Detroit Lions practice squad. Waiver wire tracker. Updated 53-man roster. Pride of Detroit. Tracking the 2022 Detroit Lions practice squad additions and waiver wire claims. The Detroit Lions may have constructed their initial 53-man roster, but general manager Brad Holmes and coach Dan Campbell are far from done with their player maneuvering this week. The Lions curry. Plus 2535 chars. How to send text messages from your PC or Mac. The Washington Post. It's 2022, but sending a standard text message from your computer can still be trickier than it sounds. Let this guide show you how it's done. Comment on this story. Sometimes just sending a text message is the most effective way to get in touch with someone. And doing it with a full-size keyboard can be far more comfortable than using your plus 3447 chars.